Okay, good morning. Okay, let me check. Okay, perfect. So, we're going to start, guys, in a minute, okay? Let me go to YouTube. Okay, perfect. And let me check if my microphone is working. Okay, everything is working fine. And OBS working. Perfect. Okay, so yeah. Okay, this is going to be recorded, of course. So if anybody can stay here for all the time of the stream, don't worry. I mean, all the streams are being recorded. So yeah, basically on this one we're going to be covering the next. Okay, we're going to cover covering in this stream Bitcoin Outlook, Ethereum Outlook, altcoins Outlook. Okay, we're going to be filtering some of the best altcoins that we can find, and next setups, possible setups. Okay, this is basically what I'm going to be covering on this stream. So let's start. Okay, as always, we're going to start with Bitcoin on higher time frame charts. Just always maintain the perspective of what we can expect, for example, based on high time frame dynamics. As you know, I always start my analysis on high time frame, then I move to intermediate time frame, and then I move to low time frame. Okay, so for me, high time frame, give me a second, high time frame means weekly and monthly. Intermediate time frames means daily, H4, H1, and low time frame is basically once I have a direction on these two, and I go to low time frame and I look for an M5, could be M3, could be M15. I mean, this is basically what we're going to do on this chart analysis. Okay, so let's start with the monthly candle. Okay, let's see what do we have here. Let me put this on. Actually, I think it's easier if I simply just erase this. Okay, perfect. So what do we have here? Okay, we have Bitcoin is trading above monthly opening. Okay, that's nice. We rated a high time frame level, which was basically the monthly CE and previous one low. Okay, nice. We're closing in 4 days. Okay, this is going to be, I would say, a neutral close because we have, again, remember, this OB working as resistance here. So we have support here, see support here, which is nice, but we also have the OB, and let me put this. Okay, perfect. But we also have the OB resistance here. Okay, so we gotta be careful, really careful. We don't want to get too excited, but I would say that based on this monthly close, we should see either this previous one low in 4 days or this high. Perfect. Let me see. So that would be basically like a deviation above the resistance. So now let's go to the daily. Okay, what do we have on the daily? So we tap into a monthly level here. We tap into a monthly level here, but we haven't shifted the structure really. The proper shift in the structure would be here. Remember, we pair the monthly with the daily. I mean, again, high time frame is this monthly level, intermediate time frame, which is the confirmation that the flow is now going from bearish to bullish or bullish to bearish, is daily swing. So this is where I want to see price shifting the structure, and you can see this pretty much line up perfectly with the previous range. Perfect. This pretty much line perfectly. So I would say this is a high probability setup. Now, the way I would like to play this is, if we, for example, shift a structure here, I would try likely on the raker from these impulse, something like this, and I would simply just target all-time hikes. Okay, this is one of the possible setups that I'm looking for on the next weeks, the next days. Let me take a screenshot. I'm going to send this to the lab group. Okay. Okay. You should be able to hear me again. Sorry. Yeah. You should be able to hear me. Okay, perfect. So yeah, okay, basically, on the H4 again, we're having a really strong close in 27 minutes. I mean, as long as price is closing above this candle, I would say this looks good enough to target, for example, at least this liquidity and possible all the liquidity that we have right here. We're on a range. We're pretty much at equilibrium, so still be careful. I mean, I wouldn't enter here with too much size. By too much size, I mean I wouldn't enter, for example, with full size risk. If you want to enter full size risk, just wait, in my opinion, for here for the shift in the structure on these hikes, or wait, for example, once we take this low again into the daily FIBE, the main one that we have here. Wait for the H1 shift or M5. Okay, both work, both are fine, and yeah, perfect. And yeah, that's basically my deck here. So what I'm going to be doing? Okay, that's the question. Let's see here on the M30. Okay, here basically we have a breaker. This is nice, really nice. Yeah, I think the best refinement we can do is on this breaker likely, and the expectation would be that the next H4 candle is going to put in here the wick and then get the bounce. Again, if you want a high probability setup, wait for the edges of the range to be rated, because right now, I mean, we are basically around the equilibrium. Okay, remember the higher probability trades of all ranges are often at the edges. Once you get the deviations, for example, like here, you had the deviation on the H1. This would have been a nice trade. And basically here we didn't had any deviation, but we had then this one. And once we reclaim, for example, we shift the structure on the M5. Yeah, here. Once we close above this one, I mean, this is a valid trade. You see, we're shifting above the range low, so this is a valid trade. And same for all the rest of the setups. Okay, so here we shifted the structure here. This is the M5. So yeah, I would say this is a nice spot to be looking for a trade. I would say something like this is quite a valid trade. Okay. Let me raise. Oh, actually, no. This looks nice. And yeah, again, this low was generated during the key time of New York session. So it's often stronger lows, stronger hikes also. So yeah, I want to see how price is going to react to this level. And we'll see if it's worth maybe looking for a trade here. But in general, you could enter a limit here. It's a nice spot. I would say just be careful. It is a tight stop loss. The validation is basically the inversion of the M30. And we're going to form this PPG in a moment. Yeah, I would say this looks nice. This is a nice trade. I mean, with this simulation. I think I'm going to enter this one half size. And yeah, let's see. I mean, this month in general have been quite rough for my system. I mean, probably the roughest month in the last, I would say 12 months, likely. But yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put here a limit, guys. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let me check if my size is correctly. Okay, actually not, I have to add Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm already in this trade. Perfect. So yeah, this is basically the only trade that I'm going to take likely today, and this is pretty much for PM session. I mean, PM session is starting still in how much? Like 1 hour. But basically, if this is going to develop, it's going to be during PM. So yeah, this is basically all the trades that I'm planning to take. Okay, we left a lot of liquidity here. Here, sorry. I would say at least we should clean these hikes, and I would likely just move my stop break even there. So yeah, let's see. Okay. I mean, if this, for example, gets stop out, yeah, I mean, I would not be looking for longs here. We could get maybe a bounce, but that wouldn't be part of my system, as we are not generating any fair value gap here, or we are simply not, for example, respecting the bullish arrays. So I wouldn't want to be on that trade anymore. Okay. Okay, so let's see how this one develops. We have also Asia liquidity here. We have London liquidity here. I mean, let's see on Ethereum. Yeah, we also have the equal hikes here. How much for the close? Okay, perfect. I mean, yeah, this one looks decent, to be honest. Give me a second. Let me check if I put my stop loss properly. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So yeah, this is basically the trade for today. I'm going to keep an eye here on this. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to send a look at XPR. Hey man, how are you doing? Hey Matrix, how you doing, man? XPR H12. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the monthly. I do remember that I framed this one not so long ago. Okay, wait, basically the range lows. It seems like we're expanding. I don't know. Okay, this is the shift. And this was the first inversion. Okay. Let's see on the H12. Okay. What do we have here? Basically, it's like from this different range to this one. We're at the OT. This low time frame dealing range. I would say we should clean these hikes. I mean, looks suspicious, at least. Okay. Rated lows. I mean, this one looks nice, but I would enter, for example, on the shift. Like something like here. Yeah. I mean, this would be a nice shift in structure. especially because we have the H1 and H4 aligned. When you get two time frames that are that important aligned, you get bigger expansions. But yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I mean, the only thing is that I don't like, for example, Ethereum right now. Because of course depends a bit on Ethereum. I mean, it's hard for me to say, for example, if just look at this. It's hard for me, for example, to pick a side on altcoins right now. I was checking some altcoins, for example, like Solana, SRB, for example, if one of the coins that I did, for example, was checking not so long ago. Why? Because here on this one, we had, for example, this breaker, and we had basically like the super deep discount, like the OT retracement, previous month low, and CRB Ethereum pair was looking really nice, really nice. I mean, you can see here. I mean, this is a coin I've been framing for months, and one of the few coins that I've been recommending people to buy. And we had the first change in the state of delivery. I think it was here. I mean, but after this close, the retest, we never had anything else. I had the idea that we were going to, for example, retest here, nothing. Now that we maybe get a bounce here, or not. But yeah. How much up is this from here? 40%. Let me check. Okay, on the H1. Let's see. I didn't trade it in New York session today on the morning. My internet was horrible, so I didn't have like the enough connection to actually, for example, get the charts like right now. I mean, it was like super slow. I have no idea why. I made a call and they fixed it. Yeah, but yeah, let's see. You are on a long, you're saying, right? Okay, let's see on the H4. Okay, we took a nasty deviation to these hikes. And actually, I was keeping an eye to this Fuji. I mean, we already made the draw liquidity for the week, which was basically the new week opening gap. I mean, the framework that I was at least framing was basically this Fuji, and then once we got this shift in structure, we were bearish. Then we displaced it lower into the new week opening gap. I got no scalps from this weekly level to this next weekly level. I got no scalps here. But personally, I'm still bearish. I mean, until the H4 can do something interesting. Let's see, for example, here. Okay, so we took the hikes. Basically, these hikes. And yeah, I mean, to me, it looks more like shorts, to be honest. I mean, we put in the lows here, rated lows, rated highs. I mean, it's just a range. Hard to pick a direction clearly because, I mean, at the end we are already at the draw liquidity that I had marked out, which was basically a new week opening up. But yeah, I mean, the structure, like the proper structure, the H4 structure is bearish. And the H1, I mean, looks shit, to be honest. So I think maybe a retest here could be a nice entry. And then on the reaction, how much is this? Not too much. Just 1.8. But I'm going to keep an eye. I mean, maybe I take this trade. I mean, it's looking nasty. It's looking really nasty. Yeah, and the H1, I mean, it's about to get this close. Let's see, Bitcoin. Okay, this one looks like it's about to die. I don't know, maybe we get bounce. I mean, the stop loss is until here, so let's see. And the edge close, I mean, the idea is that the edge close is going to put in the wick, like a short wick, sorry, into the, or into this low time frame level. So how much for the close? Okay, 10 minutes. We should see some action in 10 minutes. Okay, Ethereum. I mean, this is nice because we are creating here an S&T divergence. I mean, just look at this pair for real. Looks fucking horrible. I mean, this is why I don't want to long many altcoins also right now. Let's see, okay, Nasdaq. We're trading also right now around weekly opening, and it seems like we're going to lose it likely. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't seem like we're generating the low time frame reversal here that majority of the people was expecting, including here on the H1. Yeah, it looks terrible. Looks pretty terrible. But no way, this is not getting a retest. Well, I don't think, to be honest. Weekly yeah, actually, I mean, your reasoning was fine. It was a nice reasoning at the end because it was valid. I mean, that's a nice trade, really. The thing is that we had also like the H force here, a bearish raise. But yeah, I mean, your reasoning was valid. I mean, I think the key often to not get, for example, indexed here is to wait for displacement. I mean, if you get the exchange in a set of delivery on the H1 with displacement, that's way stronger. That's, to be honest, the only reason I'm entering to this Bitcoin trade. The only reasoning is because it have a displacement here on the M30. I mean, if it wasn't the case, I wouldn't enter at all to this. I wouldn't enter at all. Because this is pretty much like the form of strength. The way market is showing you that it's maybe willing to go higher with conviction, but often the change in the state of delivery itself without the displacement is way weaker. I mean, I do enter sometimes, it depends, but with less size often. But let's see, okay. This one is finally moving a bit. How much for the close? It's going to be a bullish close, it seems. Okay, minute for the close. Yeah, minute for the close on H4 or M30. I mean, I really hope we can get at least these hikes. I mean, even if we create a low time frame reversal here and I can get stop out for 1 unit, that's perfect. That's super great. And so yeah, let me check. So yeah, this is basically all for this. It looks bad, man. This is all for today's stream, and I'm going to let this one develop. Okay, let's see how this one is going to develop. I mean, this is basically a unicorn setup. We have breaker, we have FBG, not the most significant time frame, but we do have draw liquidity. We have midnight here, which haven't been tapped. We haven't generated any S&T divergence on these hikes. We purge at the lows, so it makes sense to purge at least, for example, some of the liquidity from the mid-range, which is basically this one. And again, be careful here. We generate a low time frame reversal. I would say just close. I mean, just close here, or let it ride to the expansion break even. So yeah, this is all for the stream, guys. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you later. Okay, on the